Hello YouTube, this video is about this Jeep. This is our next project and we're going to go in a different direction than most four-wheel drive projects go. We're going to take this back to close to stock. The paint's all stock, the decals are all stock, the motor, the emissions is all stock. So we're going to lower it back down, we're going to put smaller tires on it and bring the whole thing back. So the first thing we do is take the tires off. Off it comes and reveals rotors and pads that are in good shape. So off comes the spare tire, and I'm not going to pick it up. I think people are going to hate me for it, but we're going to take this stinger and winch off the front. And the first thing we're going to do is disconnect the battery and remove the battery because we're not going to need it for a while. We'll just put the hold down back in place. That battery tray is going to have to be sandblasted and powder coated. I've never seen a stock Jeep with a winch on the front of it. So this one's going to come off and we're going to put a stock bumper on the front. But for right now we'll take it off and get it out of the way. Now it's time to get serious. This 4-inch lift kit is too high. It doesn't look stock, so we're going to take it off. And I guess it's a good lift kit, so maybe I'll try to sell it. But here we go. Oh yeah. It's time to take these sway bar links off. I can't get an impact in there, I gotta do it by hand. I guess I could get a ratchet in there, but it needs getting up again now. Alright, and maybe the top bolt's a little easier. Nothing to it. Now all we gotta do is get those out of there. Well, that's one way to do it. These sway bar bushings are shot, so we got to take the sway bar out to replace the bushings, so we might as well do it now because we're right there. So out it comes. Let's see, what's next? I guess we can take this stabilizer shock off. Alright, now all we got to do is get this last piece off And we'll have it off, and I'm getting to be a mess here. Victory! We have the stabilizing shock out. I think we'll keep the brackets, clean them up, but I think we need a new shock. So off come the shocks. A couple little love taps to run the bolt out. A little pry bar action to take the top mount out. And out comes the shock. And we'll put the bolts back. We're moving forward to remove this axle. I have to take this cotter pin out and disconnect the tie rod because we want to clean up that front axle. We've got that out of the way so the axle can come out. The next is the brake line. We want to take this brake line off. The first thing we'll do is see if we're going to be lucky. We'll see if this will come out. Let's see. Yeah. Nope, I'm not going to round that off. So let's put a little heat on it. Okay, we got it. Take this clip off. Okay. We have a plug for this line so we don't get brake fluid all over the place. Now let's clean up our mess a little bit. Next thing we got to do is take the drive shaft off, and we got to find the bolts behind all this gunk. Now that we've figured out that this is a 12-point bolt on here, underneath all that grease, we can take the universal off. And then the only thing left holding the axle in the vehicle is the spring itself, and that'll be next. I have the differential supported with a jack, and what we're going to do now is take the nuts off the ends of the U-bolts, and this differential will be free of the spring. Hopefully it doesn't fall on us. I don't like using a non-impact socket, but the impact socket doesn't fit up in the hole. There's one. Well, I guess that's one way to take it out. It's not what I'd planned. There we go. Okay, let's get this last one off. There we go. Oh, that jack stand's doing a lot. We've had the Jeep 3 days now, and in that time we've managed to remove the entire front suspension to expose the frame, which we can now clean up. And here's the driver's side, and it's going to be well preserved because of all the oil. And here's the front axle, ready to be cleaned up. We'll sandblast it and paint it and get it ready to go back in, but we won't do that for a while. This is not my typical video. Normally I have a project and we go from start to finish. This would have been so big that I couldn't have done it. I don't want to do it in 2 parts. So I'm going to do it as a running log for now. And then once we get into specific projects like putting the Old Man Emu lift kit on it, that will be one video. But until we get the fenders and grill and the motor out, I'm just going to run this as a log. I think we accomplished what we set out to do. If you enjoyed this video, there will be more.